take her anywhere but my.
Stunning statistics out this month about the growing opioid epidemic in America. A record 72,000 Americans died from overdoses last year alone, with opioids accounting for almost 50,000 of that total. Geraldo Rivera joins us with an on-the-ground look at this crisis. He joined a task force of the DEA, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and local authorities during a federal drug investigation in Tennessee. And Geraldo, I'll turn it over to you just to explain what you're doing, and I believe you have done some interviews on the ground as well.
We have, Dana. Thank you very much. Welcome to Nashville, the capital of Tennessee, the state capitol building, majestic. Behind me, the flags on top of the state capitol have never wavered. They are at half-staff to recognize the passing of Senator John McCain. About halfway between here in Nashville and Knoxville in the eastern part of the state, there's a little town called Salina, Tennessee, in Clay County. 1,500 people live in Salina, Tennessee. 1,500 people served by 4 big, busy drugstores. Those 4 big, busy drugstores last year, according to the DEA, wrote 1.3 million prescriptions, or 1.3 million pills, opioid pills, were prescribed by those 4 drugstores in that tiny town of Salina, Tennessee. Obviously, what the DEA and the TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, suspect is that some of those drugs are being diverted, or the doctors are overprescribing, that those drugstores have become prescription pill factories dispensing drugs to people who pay the freight, but causing the kind of carnage that you referenced at the top of the segment. 72,000 Americans dead last year alone. That's up from 64,000 in 2016. 72,000 last year. That number continues to rise. It is one of the leading causes of death in our country. C. Martin Reed, the DEA administrator in charge of the raids on those 4 drugstores in Salina, Tennessee this morning, spoke with us. He guided us through this process. Here he is.
But at this point, we're going to make sure we get records, we look at records, we analyze the records, we look at the dispensing logs, the prescriptions, all of the drugs. We'll do a count of the drugs just to make sure that there's no actual diversion happening.
We spoke to the people who were apparently in charge of 2 of the 4 of those big drugstores in Salina, Tennessee. Here is their side of the story when I confronted them with the suspicion held by the DEA and the TBI that they are prescribing way too many opioids. Kind of a shocking way to start your day. How are you feeling?
I feel fine.
Do you feel confident that all of the opioids coming out of this place are legitimately prescribed and dispensed by you?
Very confident.
Why such a large number? Why so many doses per capita? Why people coming from Kentucky?
I don't have hardly anybody coming from Kentucky.
Why such a high number of opioids prescribed? How do you feel about the DEA coming to your drugstore this morning, kind of suspecting that you're dispensing more opioids than you should be?
I really don't, no comment.
But can you explain why so much traffic in this little town? Why 4 big drugstores?
No, sir. There's no comment.
Is that 4 drugstores here to serve the local population of 1,500 in the town of Salina?
I can't answer that, sir.
We know how the Mexican drug cartels are killing Americans. We know how the Chinese and their fentanyl factories are killing Americans. But Dana, as you said at the top, over 50,000 of those overdose deaths are caused by prescription pills prescribed by drugstores right next door. We've got to check and see if they're really doing the right thing by their customers. Dana, back to you.
All right, Geraldo, thank you for that report. We appreciate it. We'll check back in with you throughout the week. We thank you for that. Greg, I know this is a topic you've talked about a lot. And
yeah,
there is a problem with overdoses, but
I think the problem right now are the overdoses. The overwhelming majority of them are from street drugs containing fentanyl. If you look at the risk of overdose among cancer patients and pain patients who are taking actual prescription drugs, it's 0.3% per year. And when you look at opioid overdoses, it's very misleading when they say 50,000. It's a combination that is killing people. Combination of opioids, benzos, cocaine, alcohol. A lot of times people are using it as a lifestyle party drug. They overdose, they buy it on the street. Why am I bringing this up? because we are unfairly punishing cancer patients and pain patients by limiting their access to prescription drugs. When they reduce the number of prescription drugs, overdoses actually go up. What does that remind you of? Prohibition. When you made it harder to get the booze, more people were dying of alcohol poisoning because they were using an unsafe product. So once again, if you're a conservative and you're for banning prescription drugs, then you should also be, or for suing, if you are for suing prescription drug companies, then you should be for suing gun companies. All right? If a gun is used in an armed robbery illegally, you should be suing a gun company. You should be suing an automobile company if a car was in the getaway car. So you cannot be a conservative and say we're suing drug companies because somebody's buying drugs on the street.
But Greg, I would say this. There's no holes to poke in your argument except for if I have a gun, I know it's dangerous.
Right.
If a doctor in a lab coat hands me these and say these will make you just trust those doctors.
Right.
You know a gun could potentially be dangerous.
Right.
And they tell you that. But you don't think that the painkillers that you get when you leave the hospital or because your ankle, the injury, you don't think that's the issue.
99.7% of the people who use opioid prescriptions are using them safely. The people that are overdosing are using them unsafely on the street.
Well, if I could add that we also know that when you get off of, or if you're taken away from not given your prescription for the opioids because of our war on this, people then go to heroin.
Right.
So that's where you get the higher rate of the overdoses.
Exactly.
In that regard. But we also know that when there's nationalized health care, as we started moving to this in 2009, a comment from President Barack Obama in June of 2009, we're not going to solve every difficult problem in terms of end-of-life care, but maybe you're better off not having the surgery, but taking the painkiller. That attitude comes into a framework. You save a lot of money if you don't do a surgery, and if you've got that back surgery you want to do or something else, and somebody prescribes a pain reliever instead, usually an opioid. That's what we saw beginning in 2009. And then you get indoctrinated into that, if you will. It's something we've got to move people out of.
So I think the only thing that I think is missing here is the attention to Big Pharma. Because Big Pharma is being sued. I think Purdue's being sued here in New York State. And I see this all over the country. Finally, you see Attorney General saying, you know what, you guys have underplayed the risk of addiction. So this is what you're talking about, Tammy, which is that it may not be that people who are being treated end up dying from it, but they become addicted to it, and then they end up going to the streets, and then they go up to other drugs. They go to the fentanyl, they go to the heroin. It started
with the prescription, it then moves to heroin.
But that's the point, though, that what Greg's saying is that we have now, the doctors are afraid to prescribe, the pharmacies are getting, maybe there are problems.
Punishing 99% of the people using it. And again, we're forgetting the people that are overdosing are mixing.
And also, though, but the point that, as Geraldo was saying, the drug cartels from Mexico and the illegal drugs from China, that is where I think hopefully we can have.
They give you 24 pills. Should you be responsible for those 24 pills? Because a lot of kids are going into the cabinet, grabbing what's left of your injury. Should you be responsible for that?
Of course,
well,
you got to be responsible.
Is that true with a gun?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. All right. President Trump says he's terminating NAFTA and replacing it with a better deal with Mexico. The political impact next.